if you've not been listening in the last, 6 months, we have this new game we play. We have a fantasy league. And the fantasy league is called Former Bill, Future Bill, where we draft former Bills that aren't on the roster with the idea that we're going to get a guy that comes back on the roster. Jordan Poyer got points for that this year. Jordan Phillips got points for that this year. Let the record show Brian Daboll is on Alt Joe's roster, and Davis Webb is on Owen's roster. And we should probably have somebody pick up Anthony Lynn. And by the way, all 3 coaching candidates that we have right now for the Bills as scheduled interviews have been the offensive coordinator of the Bills before.
Right.
Anthony Lynn, Joe Brady, and Brian Daboll.
Which means their next 3 candidates, of course, will be Greg Roman, Nate Hackett, and Ken Dorsey. They're just going to interview former Bills offensive coordinators.
Let's remember some guys. What's Turk Schonert doing?
I believe
Did he pass away? All right. How about Chan?
It's the second time.
I've had 2 guys that have died. It's not tasteless to just remember a guy.
Right.
Chan Gailey. How about...
Oh, who was Chan's offensive coordinator? Curtis Modkins.
There
you go.
What's he up to? Give him a ring.
Coaching? I know his son is still coaching.
Should we read anything that they are 3 offensive names? Should that be the first indicator? We're looking for any defensive name out there.
Right. I mean, I'm going to go with no yet because these are all names I would have expected. I guess I didn't expect Anthony Lynn, but they are guys that have experience. I mean, Daboll and Brady specifically. I do not think Anthony Lynn is going to become the Buffalo Bills head coach.
No, so I don't either.
I'm putting him to the side for a moment. The other 2 are 2 guys you have relationships with.
Sure.
I'm not even sure it matters as much that they are offensive-minded at the start. I mean, of course, if you hire them, that's a big piece. If they start hiring or interviewing Kubiak and... Man, who are the other offensive names right now? Kubiak and Shielhouse, and those are the names.
Cliff Kingsbury. Could they interview Cliff Kingsbury?
Maybe. If they start doing that and it's all offensive guys, then I'll get behind. Okay, they're going to hire an offensive coordinator.
I wonder when the first defensive name comes out. Again, you need teams to lose this weekend, and I don't think there's anybody on New England's staff. I've heard a couple of calls for Josh McDaniels.
Ooh,
no,
thank you.
No.
Unless you want to just do it to weaken them.
No. If Denver loses, that's Davis Webb. If the Rams lose, that's Shielhouse and Chris Shula, maybe. Defensive guy. If the Seahawks lose, that's Clint Kubiak. So
yeah, I don't think their defensive guy's not in any running at all, because that's McDonald's defense. Yeah, who is there anyone else of a team that's eliminated right now where they would be?
Playoff team?
Yeah. Well, not even just playoff team.
That just got eliminated?
Right.
You're not going to the Bears and Ben Johnson's staff.
Right.
I feel like it'll be a relationship hire. I really do. Kubiak would not be that. Anybody else would be.
I'm looking at Grant Udinsky, right? The Jaguars offensive coordinator.
Yeah, under Liam Cohen.
I'm looking at the list right now. Other names.
Ooh, can I give you one more set of names?
I don't see another. Mike LaFleur in L.A., but he's still playing. He's still going.
Yeah, Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated. Yes, senior writer, Sports Illustrated. He wrote yesterday in his Monday morning quarterback piece, do not rule out the exploration of a head coaching trade for Buffalo. I think this is something being bandied about. You love when something's bandied about. It's being bandied about in league circles. I'm not reporting it as an inevitability or a possibility, immensely complicated. In my mind, the 3 best play-calling offensive-minded coaches would be attainable via trade. He says there's no way you can get Shanahan, McVay. And those 3 names are...
Couldn't get Shanahan. All right.
Kevin O'Connell, Dave Canales, and Shane Steichen. Now, in those scenarios, you're not interviewing. You are just trading.
Right. Can you interview before you would trade?
I'll tell you this.
I don't know.
Brandon Beane speaks today at 10 a.m., and we've talked about his image and what Bills fans think of him right now and whatever. Just go win. You want to get the sunglasses meme back out? Go trade for Kevin O'Connell. I'll buy you some new sunglasses myself. You're back.
Who wrote all that again?
Connor Orr, Sports Illustrated.
All right, Connor would know. He's got sources. In what world is Liam Cohen more available right now than Kyle Shanahan would be?
He didn't say Liam Cohen.
Didn't you say Liam Cohen?
No, I said Kevin O'Connell,
Dave Canales.
Dave Canales, and Shane Steichen. I just don't think there's...
Even Dave Canales. Steichen makes sense. I could see that. And O'Connell, same thing. they are searching for a quarterback, and if he doesn't want to stick around and figure that out, are they doing McCarthy again? I could see that too. Canales just went to the playoffs, right?
He did.
I don't know.
They were sub 500.
To me, that idea is only exciting if it's O'Connell or if it would end up being Shanahan. And if he's saying Shanahan is impossible, then to me it's just O'Connell. I would have no interest in trading for anybody else.
Someone in the chat pointed out
You have to trade for Tomlin, by the way.
Someone in the chat on YouTube, another former Bills offensive mind. And when I read this name, I thought I should have the power to go to that person's house and unplug their internet. It was Doug Marone. I should go to your house. You should lose. You should lose privileges.
Yeah, no.
Chet in Charlotte. Hey, Chet, you're on WGR. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to play a little Brandon Beane bingo of a few things that I'm really worried he's going to talk about at his press conference that would make me think he just doesn't get it still. Number one, last game tells you who you were. I feel like that's really short-sighted. We overreact. That's why we chase D-line and at the expense of the rest of the roster. Don't love that. Number two, acting like injuries prevented an otherwise good plan from working out. I'm not going to extrapolate Josh Palmer's 2 catches from Atlanta to suggest he would be a 1,500 receiver.
Right.
Ogunjobi was a healthy scratch after a suspension, which is a crazy combination of words to say out loud. And Landon Jackson couldn't even get a game day jersey before he got hurt. And number three, the one that really makes me lose my mind is when he says stuff like, I don't want to be bad enough to draft Jamar Chase, or I'd love to have Myles Garrett, but they don't come along very often. Using a generational can't-miss pick as like the only example of talent improvement, it's such an insulting straw man.
Yep.
You can't simultaneously puff your chest out about drafting a franchise quarterback and then worry about what it means for your draft position and cap space. Like, teams pay quarterbacks and have impact players, so I think it's time for him to stop making excuses and just figure it out.
Thanks, Chet. We have another name, and we have our first defensive name. Lou Anarumo.
Mm-hmm.
The former Bengals defensive coordinator is with the Colts now. The Bills have requested to interview Colts defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo for the team's head coaching vacancy. He has never been a head coach.
No.
People wondered why. And in Cincinnati, things fell apart. And when he left, it got worse. And there was a little bit of I guess it was not Lou Anarumo's fault. It was the GM's fault. Hey, that coach got sent packing because of a bad roster.
Yeah, he turns 60 before the next season starts.
Okay. There's your first defensive candidate.
I don't think it'll end up being him, but that would go along with my theory that the GM is mad that the head coach couldn't get defensive results in the postseason, and this is the one guy that stopped Mahomes in the postseason.
For a half.
Right, only for a half. It was a pretty impressive half.
Yeah.
Half plus overtime.
And stopped him in overtime, and then his offense went out and won the game.
Right.
They lost the toss.
Which, by the way, is what McDermott just did in the Denver game, and his offense didn't do it.
They lost the toss.
Right.
I think Anarumo's a big game kind of guy. Like, I'm not against that idea, but it wouldn't be my favorite.
No, me neither. I would hope they don't go that direction. He's never even been a head coach like at a lower level, looking at his career. Not in college, nowhere else. So it'd be his first time ever doing it.
Man, we are back out in the dating pool here, huh?
I know.
Like,
how many names will we
get to know these people?
What's normal? I don't remember. How many did they interview in 2017? Like 10? Was Mike McCoy one of the guys they were talking to then? I can't remember.
Mike McCoy.
Or one of the old Chargers guys.
I can't decide if we're all going to go through this entire dance and it will just be Brian Daboll, and we'll be like, well, yeah, obviously it was. That's something when he got fired, we immediately thought he should be brought on to help with the offense.
Right, as like a consultant.
Yeah, hire him as a consultant. Now the job's available.
Right.
I don't know if he feels like he learned from it or whatever. But
how many calls, how many texts have you had in group chats, how many, conversations at a bar over the course of 6 years have resulted in, you know what they should do? They should fire McDermott and hire Brian Daboll as the head coach, promote Brian Daboll as the head coach. A lot of people, after 13 seconds, wanted to do that.
Yep.
And if we ultimately end up there, it'll be pretty incredible.
Well,
you needed things to line up. You needed the Giants' job to not go well for him. And really, we got to look at him as a head coach. And I do think there is a little bit of a difference between, there's a lot, I'm sure, between being a great offensive coordinator and being a great head coach. Mm-hmm. I think he's a great offensive coordinator. Like, I just flat out what we saw in Buffalo, I think he's got that. But temperament and game management, like what we saw from him in those departments in New York weren't necessarily the most impressive. And I think that led to his downfall in New York as much as anything. Because if you look at what he did with the offenses, he went to the playoffs and won a playoff game with Daniel Jones as a quarterback. And then, things were going pretty well for Jackson Dart. The quarterback it was working.
Right, he definitely identified and drafted a quarterback that they are keeping.
But it was more than that. It was, what are you doing with timeouts, and how are you blowing this lead, and you're getting fined for charging into the medical tent to try to break your quarterback out? You had things like that all the time, screaming at refs and head coaches on the sidelines. And maybe you like that stuff. But it would certainly be a 180 temperament from where McDermott was.
What a departure.
And there's not many head coaches in the league that are like that at all. So it depends how you feel about that. Again, some people might love it that he's fiery like that on the sidelines. And he was like that with Josh. There are clips you can find from his rookie year or even his second year where Daboll's on the sidelines laying into him. I mean, Josh still loves him, so I guess it worked out.
Yeah,
it would be a very different type of head coach, and different being a head coach for him than being an offensive coordinator.